All right, welcome to today's two card review or discussion, whatever it is. Today we're going to talk about one of the best cards that came out during its time. It kind of changed the landscape of this game entirely. It was a really great card. So we're going to talk a bit about that. And then we're going to talk about an ally that came out. That was one of the first to do like the whole like, look at the top 5 cards that you have, right? And that kind of set like a whole precedent moving forward. So anyway, before we dive into all that stuff, do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe button down below, turn on notifications. All that stuff really helps. Make sure to turn on notifications too, so you know when my videos go live and you can check them out. And then this way we can trick more people into watching these videos. So yay. But also hit the like button, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts about these cards as well. What you like about them, what you don't like about them, all that fun stuff. So let's go check out some cards. All right, the first card I want to talk about is the card that I feel like hyped up the base a lot. It changed a lot of meta, and that is Quincarrier. It's a 3-cost support. Play only if your identity has the Avenger trait, which later on, by using build support personal side scheme, you're able to get around that. So actually anyone can use this card, so it's even more bonkers. But anyway, and you just exhaust this card to generate a wild resource. And this kind of changed the game. We didn't have a true resource generator card, right? We had something like Helicarrier that could reduce the cost of playing a card, but depending on when you play the card, you can't really use it, right? So it's a very strong card that came out, and a lot of heroes that had come out and that will be coming out don't always have a way to generate a resource. So this 3-cost was seen as like a great way of doing it. And now over time, there's more heroes out there, and there was some back then too, that had like a 2-cost and were able to generate a certain specific resource. So this was just a way to allow everyone in on the fun, but I feel like it changed so much of the game. This was such a massive card at the time, and it came out in Black Widow's deck. Now you can get this card in Wasp, and also War Machine, I think, also has this card. So there is a couple of different ways to get this card. That's why I recommend the Wasp Hero Pack. I think it's one of the best hero packs you can get for the cards inside. But anyway, um, I mean, there's not much to say about this card besides that it changed the game at the time. It changed a lot of the metas. It's a phenomenal card. It's still used to this day. It was used back then. It's used now. And build support, I think that's what it's called. The new personal side scheme that lets you bring in a support card that costs 3 or less, lets you get around the whole play only if your identity has the Avenger trait. It gets around that. So again, Spider-Man, like Miles Morales or Gwen Stacy or whomever, an X-Men, can use this card now. And because the resource generation is only exhaust Quincarrier, they generate a resource, and X-Jet, they clean it up. That has to be like an X-Men character to use it. It's a phenomenal card. Still used a lot this day. I don't think there's anyone out there that doesn't at least sometimes use this card. Next, we want to talk about Brother Voodoo, which is kind of always an interesting card when it came out. It's a 3-cost ally, 2/1/3 stat line. Now, he is in the Doctor Strange deck. Obviously, without saying, Doctor Strange is absolute trash, but some of the aspect cards, actually a lot of the aspect cards they comes with are actually pretty good. So, yeah, 3/2/1/3 stat line. The consequential damage on thwarting is 2, which is a little bit higher, which kind of stinks, but whatever. So after Brother Voodoo enters play, search the top 5 cards of your deck for an event card and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. Now, this is great because it's not just a protection event, but it could be your hero's event as well, which is really cool. So that was kind of one of the first fun things with this card, that if you had an event heavy deck, which I tend to run, even though he costs 3, I am getting an event card out of it. And depending on what the price is of that card, like, I can make it work. I can play an extra card or whatever, or get more going than I would before, or just use it as a resource to pay for another card that I really want. So anyway, Brother Voodoo, I'm pretty sure he was the first card to do this. Now there's at least one in every single aspect, but very strong card, very good card. Even at the time, he was kind of well understood to be good. His stat line's fine, right? It's not amazing, but it's fine for what it is. But getting that card in is kind of massive and kind of huge. So I think this is the first time we really had 2 cards where I'm like all in on. Brother Voodoo is the one I'm curious about from the community. Do you still use him a lot? Do you not use him? Like, how do you kind of feel about him? Because that's the one I could see the argument for. They're just like, people have been like, it's not as good as it used to be, but like, I still think he's pretty darn good. Again, anything that lets me pick event cards that I can use for the future, I think is really strong. And then Quincarrier, I don't know. Still a great card. Still used in the majority of decks that I look at, that I see. And again, with the build support personal side scheme to use the workaround, I mean, it's bonkers strong. So anyway, Appreciate you all watching these videos. Thank you all very much. And like I said, go over to twitch.tv/D20 Woodworking. Make sure to hit the follow button, turn on notifications. We're getting close to 1,000 followers on that channel. That's like the next milestone, I guess, to hit. I don't get anything for it besides 1,000 people, which is cool. So make sure you do that. Like I said, turn on notifications so this way you know when I go live. We're doing Marvel Champions, generally speaking, Sunday nights. And then 2-player games Friday nights, and Tuesdays kind of a random game that we play. It's a lot of fun. And I do want to do more live streams, probably not at board games, but of us hanging out or video games or whatever else. Just gotta figure out when I can get some time for that. But there will also be other videos of us just kind of hanging out and whatnot. So anyway, appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much for watching these videos. Like I said, put down in the comments what you think of these cards, and I'll see you all next time.